What is compliance? I mean, it definitely doesn't equal security. So that's something to point out. It's really the identification of certain processes and policies you have in place to meet regulations that are required in certain industries. One of the ones we're going to touch on today is, of course, healthcare. So the important thing I wanted to point out before we got started is that checking a box with compliance does not mean you're secure. But that being said, it is one of the ways you're measured with the level of security that you may have in place. And so one of the things that I wonder if people understand are, what are some of the items around hidden costs of compliance violation, right? And the data is what's critical for our operations with any organization, especially in healthcare. And in healthcare, we track a lot of sensitive data about patients. And so there's HIPAA guidelines for a reason. And when I think about threat actors out there, or hackers, some people call them, that want to get to your data, the traditional method that we had seen is really kind of holding it for ransom, encrypting it, and you having to pay to get access back. But when we think about compliance, it's really to keep that data safe and only accessible by employees of your organization, and the safe handling of that. And more recently, as IT companies like ours have improved tremendously on good backups, the idea of being held ransom because your data is encrypted, well, there's an easy out. We just restore from backup. But now you have data breaches happening, where the data is actually getting exfiltrated, and there's a threat of making that information public. So when I think of the healthcare space, really the idea is, why do we want to invest in compliance? Well, what happens if your data becomes public? What does that do to your reputation? What type of fines might you see?